Have you ever felt like there was something living under your house? Not a rat, not a creaking pipe, but something that breathes. Something that waits. What if I told you that there are places where the basement is not just a forgotten part of the house, but a portal to something ancient, hungry, and sentient? The creature in the basement, they came down and never came up, is more than a horror story. It's an account based on real-life accounts, testimonies, and disappearances that defy any logical explanation. In this video, you'll find out why some basements should remain locked forever. Prepare to plunge into a darkness where every step you take could be your last. It all started in 2006 in a small, isolated town in rural Pennsylvania. The Harris family moved into a Victorian house that had been vacant for more than 30 years. Apparently abandoned, it was sold for a ridiculously low price. Why? No one asked. And those who lived nearby preferred not to say. Within the first week, something bothered their youngest son, Caleb, just 8 years old. He told his mother that every night he heard voices coming from the basement, voices that didn't speak English. At first, his parents thought he was imagining it. But the voices got louder. Then came the whispers in the mirrors, the feeling of being watched, and most disturbing of all, the basement lock, which appeared open every morning, even when he checked twice before going to bed. One rainy afternoon, Caleb disappeared. His mother panicked. The police searched the house, the yard, and the surrounding area. That was when one of the officers decided to go down to the basement, despite the hysterical screams of the neighbor who had appeared out of nowhere saying, "Don't go down there. You won't get out." The officer ignored him. He went down and never came back. 2 others tried. The same fate. A special squad was called. Cameras were installed at the entrance to the basement. Nothing was captured except a dense darkness that seemed to swallow any beam of light. So a decision was made to concrete the entrance to the basement. And for years, the house remained sealed. But evil, when contained, does not disappear. It waits. Years later, in 2017, young urban exploration YouTubers stumbled upon the house. A dilapidated building, still with a private property sign on the entrance. They didn't care. One of them, named Alex, documented the whole thing on his channel. In the video, which went viral and then mysteriously disappeared from the internet, they discover the basement entrance partially open. As if something had pushed the concrete from the inside out. They decide to go down with flashlights, laughing. Just as the camera pans down the stairs, something passes very quickly behind them. The feed cuts out. The next day, the 3 young men were reported missing. The last location recorded on their cell phones, the address of the Harris house. The police once again refused to investigate, and the basement was sealed again. Experts were called in to study the structure of the house. They discovered that it was built on ancient Indian ceremonial ground, where legend spoke of a creature made of shadows and bones that fed on pain and fear. A spirit that could not be named, but that was kept sealed by rituals forgotten for centuries. Over time, modern construction broke the seals. The creature awoke. The basement was dug right over the ancient altar. And according to the records of the local historical museum, all the previous inhabitants of that house disappeared. All of them. Without exception. The last line of the record read, "Some roots grow upward. Others grow inward." Experts were called in to study the structure of the house. They discovered that it was built on ancient Indian ceremonial ground, where legend spoke of a creature made of shadows and bones that fed on pain and fear. A spirit that could not be named, but that was kept sealed by rituals forgotten for centuries. Over time, modern construction broke the seals. The creature awoke. The basement was dug right over the ancient altar. And according to the records of the local historical museum, all the previous inhabitants of that house disappeared. All of them. Without exception. The last line of the record read, "Some roots grow upward, others grow inward." If you live in an old house, pay attention to the details that seem out of place. A floor that creaks at the same time every day. Objects that disappear and reappear in other rooms. The sound of something crawling under your feet. The basement is often seen as a place to store the things we forget. But what if it's just the opposite? What if it's the place that holds the things that shouldn't be remembered? If you have a basement in your home, lock it. And never ever open it out of curiosity. Because you might discover that there's something down there. Something that smells fear. Something that's waiting for you to come down. Because they came down and never came up.